Hello, and welcome to Reçai Media. This is History Notes. History Notes celebrate lesser-known figures who have made equally important contributions to society. We are dedicated to bring you engaging and informative content recognizing people, places, and events that have shaped our world. Without further ado, I present to you History Notes. Today I would like to highlight modern cardiac procedures and heart surgery, beginning in the late 19th century into the early 20th century. In particular, highlighting two individuals who have made significant contributions to the advancement of cardiac procedures and processes. Since its early beginnings, the advancement of cardiac treatment and procedures have saved the lives of many people around the world. The heart is the most important muscle in the body. It pumps blood to every part of the body, providing oxygen and other nutrients. Starting with the first successful heart surgery, procedures and processes were developed. New hospital units were established to address the care required to effectively provide for people in need of cardiac treatment and cardiac surgery. This brings me to the first individual I would like to highlight. Daniel Hale Williams is one of the first to perform open heart surgery in the United States, and he founded a hospital that included an interracial staff. Daniel Williams was the first African American to be admitted into the American College of Surgeons and worked for African Americans' presence in the medical field. Daniel Williams graduated with a medical doctor's degree from Chicago Medical College in 1883. He was one of three black physicians practicing in Chicago. In 1893, Dr. Williams became the first surgeon to perform open heart surgery on a human. He performed the first open heart surgery at Providence Hospital. The operation was done without x-rays, antibiotics, surgical prep work, or tools of modern surgery. Dr. Williams set up his practice on the south side of Chicago. He became the first African American physician to work for the city's street railway system. But his most significant contribution was opening Providence Hospital and Training School for Nurses on the south side of Chicago. It was the nation's first hospital with a nurse and intern program that had a racially integrated staff. Discrimination practices of the day barred African American citizens from being admitted to hospitals, and black doctors were not able to get staff positions. Dr. Williams operated on a young black man by the name of James Cornish. He had suffered a severe stab wound in his chest and was brought to Providence Hospital. Without blood transfusion or modern surgical procedures, Dr. Williams successfully stitched up the injury to the heart, thus becoming the first person to perform open heart surgery in the United States. Because of discrimination practices, black students were not being admitted to postgraduate medical programs. Providence Hospital became affiliated to provide classes for black students. Leaders at Providence Hospital entered negotiations with officials at the University of Chicago to make Providence a teaching hospital for their university. The partnership was seen as an opportunity to improve clinical, teaching, and research capabilities at Providence. For the university, affiliation was seen as a way to provide care to black patients in Chicago without integrating their clinics or building a new wing onto the existing hospital at the University of Chicago. With the help of federal funding and from federal agencies, Providence Hospital was able to open a new facility. Providence Hospital continues to run and operate in the historical Bronzeville neighborhood on the south side of Chicago. As a side note, in 1964, Otis Boykins created a control unit for pacemakers. It's a small device that helped regulate the heartbeat by administering electric stimulation. His work was instrumental in making the components of the pacemaker longer lasting and manufacturable at a lower cost, which in turn helped increase access to therapy to improve patient care. Otis Boykin. Because of the efforts employed by Daniel Hale Williams, many of the documented procedures and processes are still used today. Dr. Daniel Hale Williams not only trained African American doctors and nurses, he created a curriculum and a program designed to effectively train young African Americans seeking to become doctors and nurses in the medical field. Providence Hospital was the nation's first nursing and interim program for African Americans, one of the first Black-owned hospitals in the United States. Despite the many difficulties faced in the 1930s, Providence Hospital continued to grow and be recognized as the finest voluntary hospital, noted for caring for thousands of patients yearly and providing intense medical training. By 1938, it was the only fully accredited hospital in the U.S. to provide graduate medical training to Black physicians. Dr. Williams was also influential in promoting the development of African American medical practitioners. Most white-controlled hospitals were reluctant to take on African American interns, nurses, and other staff. Dr. Williams successfully established the nation's first hospital and training school controlled by African Americans. It trained a generation of medical professionals to exacting standards. Providence Hospital successfully filled a much-needed niche of educating and employing Black medical professionals. Initially, graduates of the Providence Nursing School program struggled finding employment in other hospitals, so the Providence leadership created a visiting nurse service program that employed their graduates. Eventually, Providence Hospital began offering graduate education programs for Black medical school graduates. There were several attempts since 1890 to improve cardiac surgery. Despite these improvements, heart-related surgery was not widely accepted in the field of medical science. During World War II, surgeons were forced to improve their methods of surgery in order to repair severe wounds. Although Dr. Williams did not receive early recognition for his pioneering work, however, he was later recognized for his role in cardiac surgery. In 1948, there were 4 other surgeons who successfully carried out cardiac operations. Thank you for joining us, and we hope you enjoyed the content. Our hope is History Notes will inspire you to seek additional information about the individuals or events mentioned. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. See you at the next round.